Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I have a fun little video where I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorite filet crochet inspiration. As always, I will have my Pinterest link down below to all the links to this patterns and the rest of all of the board stuff as well as my Instagram. And then also feel free to subscribe if you like this video. I try to post new crochet content and new inspiration monthly at least. But let's go ahead and get started. I've been wanting to try filet crochet for a long time. It was something that I wasn't even aware of until a couple months ago. And then I stumbled upon this post on TikTok. And that sent me down a portal of finding tons of different inspiration. But it looks very intimidating. I will kind of try to show you guys like how, I'm not quite sure how to best describe what filet crochet is. It's essentially it reminds me a lot of tapestry crochet in the way that it is essentially taking an image from a grid and then you're replicating it through crochet stitches instead of like color changes that you traditionally would see in tapestry crochet. It's like it's just different stitching. I've never tried it, but I really want to try it. But this is my inspiration board of projects that I am going to be trying to replicate in my own design, I hope. I will keep you guys updated though to see if that even happened. As always, I will be scrolling through Pinterest. All of the links and everything are down below. But let's go ahead and get started with the first ones. I really love the idea of making tapestry crochet wearables. I think it's a really fun idea. And I feel like you can get a lot of wear out of it. And there's a lot of different crochet things that I've seen filet crochet wise with the filet crochet. I've seen people make really pretty dresses. I've seen people make little tops. I've seen people do like little sweaters. You can do a scarf. Oh my god, my dog. Wait. Guys, this is Roxy. Roxy, say hi. She's so upset. Good girl. You want to say hi? Oh, she's gone. Well, anyway, back to the crochet inspiration. I think it would be really fun to do crochet wearables, but with filet crochet. There's a lot of really cool top patterns that I found. You can do animals, you can do florals. There's this really viral one that I've seen all over TikTok. I'm not quite sure what the name of the original creator is, but it's this really cool floral one, which is absolutely beautiful. And I also feel like crochet, like filet crochet, has a lot of different levels to it as well, kind of similar to tapestry crochet. There's ways to make it harder and easier and more beginner friendly. And I feel like once you have like the baseline stitching kind of figured out, it's probably, I'm saying it's fairly like simple, but I've never tried it, but so don't quote me on that. But I feel like it's fairly, you could figure it out, you know? Also do want to add that I don't think that filet crochet is beginner friendly. So if you don't have any experience with crochet or you are just starting out, it might not be the most confident building thing. I feel like there is more room for error and for it to go wrong, and it will be, I feel like if I was like to like circle back to a few years ago when I first started crocheting and one of my first projects was a filet crochet project, I probably just would burn out and I'd be like, okay, crochet isn't for me, and I'd probably stop crocheting. So it's definitely, I feel like, a confident beginner even to more skilled crocheter friendly idea. So do keep that in mind for these projects. And if you do try them and fail, don't beat yourself up, because I'm having a feeling I will do the same thing the first couple times around, and it's definitely going to take me a minute to get the hang of it. But I felt the same way when I first started tapestry crochet, and now I've made like over 50 tapestry crochet projects, and I'm very confident with my skill level in that. So don't let that deter you either. A really quick Roxy intermission. She's sunbathing with me. I didn't scare her away. Look at her. She's just sunbathing, my little bean. Roxy Roo. Rox. Good girl. Oh. In terms of crochet wearables, again, I'm not quite sure the weight. I've seen a few tips online about how with filet crochet people tend to use smaller hook sizes, but it's actually recommended to go like a couple sizes bigger, because you actually don't want the sizing to be like, as the image won't show up as well with like a closer tight stitching. Like you want it to be pretty loose and pretty flowy, which is not what it looks like when you see them like completed. Like it looks very tight and very organized, but in order to create that appearance, you actually want it to be a lot flowier and the looses to be pretty like in between. So you don't want them tight, but you also don't want them super like loose and kind of freeform. So you gotta find that like middle ground and kind of like play around with the stitching and like the gauge sizes as well. Another fun idea that I think with filet crochet that I really want to try, I am moving into my first apartment very soon. In literally like a month, I'm going to be living on like in my first place, and I'm so excited about that. But with that means that I get to make fun crochet home decor, which brings me to filet crochet home decor. I have found so many good inspiration and like boards for filet crochet home decor. I really love the idea of making like table runners and just kitchen accessories as well as curtains. There are some gorgeous curtain ideas that I found. The little airplane is so loud. Oh my god. It's fine. I'll wait. I can wait. Still, yeah, it's still going. Cool. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, I think it's finally far away enough to where you probably can't hear it, but can't promise that either. But anyway, back to talking about filet crochet curtains. I love them. I see some really cute cat ones and animal ones. I've also seen like things like hummingbirds. I've seen really pretty like just like people designs almost that are like really flowy and really like elegant, as well as just like different, it doesn't even have to replicate like a certain like animal or like thing, like just like patterns themselves when it comes to filet crochet is so aesthetically pleasing and so satisfying to look at, and just so intricate. I think that's the thing when you look at like filet crochet pieces, they're so intricate and you can see the amount of detail that goes into making something like that. One of my favorite things ever that I really want to make are these crochet, they're not quite curtains, but they're like an overlay for a curtain, but they're butterflies, and they're literally in the shape of a butterfly. So it's an image of a butterfly, but like it's fully has like the full shape as well. I think it's incredible. I think they're so pretty. I've also been obsessed with everything butterfly related, so I think that helps as well, just the fact that it is a butterfly. I've also seen some cute butterflies and flowers, some dragonflies. Just like, I really love whimsical designs and stuff lately. I've also seen some really cool bug ones, which I think are so fun and like a funky little twist. So whatever your aesthetic is, I highly recommend looking into patterns that fit that filet crochet wise, and you can do so many incredible things with that. I also love the little kitty ones. I think they're so fun, especially like the kitties with the butterflies. I think are adorable. They're very like cottagecore and almost like grandma-esque, which I think is like such a fun concept. And I think it's so fun that filet crochet, I feel like, is that very typical stereotype of like when people think of crochet, they're like, oh, grandma. But I feel like the new generations are putting a spin on that and making it fun and cool and kind of reinventing it and kind of taking it over like as our own in a sense, which I think is really powerful. Back on the topic of wearables, I also forgot to mention that I think it'd be really cool to make a matching set. So like a little matching skirt and a top would be cute. A little matching like top and like a little cardigan to throw over it I think would also be really cute. I've also seen people make like filet crochet bandanas, which I think is really smart. And it seems like a friendlier, smaller like crochet beginner project, which I really appreciate because it is smaller, so it's gonna work out faster. And I feel like that's a really good beginner way to kind of like break into filet crocheting, because it's not a big threading project where you're just gonna lose confidence and then not pick it up for another, you know, maybe ever, speaking from experience. But I think that's a really good project. Bandanas, just small little things like that. You could make little, I don't know, like little, I'm blanking on words, oh my god. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I am sorry that I haven't posted in a little while. I am doing my best to get back on track. I have some fun travel videos coming up for you guys. I am planning on filming the whole moving across the country dealio with my best friend, so there will be vlogs from that, as well as more crochet content coming soon. As always, feel free to subscribe and like this video, and also comment and let me know if you guys have tried filet crochet before, what you guys made, any tips and tricks as someone who is trying it out for the first time. It would be very much so appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.